Hey everyone, Tofu here, and welcome back to more Banjo-Tooie. Last time we did, a lot more in Pterodactyl Land, and today, we're gonna finish it up. No matter what, no matter how long it takes, which it shouldn't actually take, that much longer than a normal episode, but, I mean, I don't think so, at least. We don't have a whole lot more to do here, but, you know. We're just gonna do it no matter how long it takes. And by that I mean we're going to get everything that we can right now. We're obviously not going to be able to 100% this world right now, but we're gonna do all that we can. And I'm actually not sure about the number of Jiggies that we're supposed to have by the end of this. I'm a bit hazy on it because I think for a while there was a Jiggy that I couldn't get that I did the natural way. That I had to wait for, but then I started doing a Jiggy that I'm not supposed to get right now, but I did a little cheat to get it. Or not cheat, but a little exploit. And I think it's actually this Jiggy in here, but I'm honestly not sure about it. So, this is the Oogle Boogle's cave. This is the cave that the other caveman guy was guarding. We had to scare him off with the T-Rex. But these guys here are nice cavemen. The other guys are not so nice. But these guys are cold and hungry. So we've got to warm them up and give them some food. And we can easily warm them up by just shooting some fire eggs at the little fireplace that they have. And that will warm them up instantly. But they still want some food, which we don't really have right now. So, to actually get them some food, we're going to go ahead and go down this little tunnel here. We've got a little passage here that I guess they never bothered to open, but this goes to Witchy World. So, we're gonna go to Witchy World and get them some food, because you may remember that there was some, burgers and fries here for us to get. Now, the reason that this is not something you're supposed to be able to do right now is because to get back here, you have to actually get an ability from a later world that allows you to climb up the wall. And we do not have that ability yet to make use of this little wall climbing feature right now. So, we cannot actually get back up there from now. From here. At this point in time, for now. But we can get the food, and we can still technically bring it to them. We cannot, leave the world with the food and come back with it to Pterodactyl Land and give it to him that way, because there is a sign here that says you cannot bring food outside the park, and if you try to do it, Grunty will stop you and take the food off of you, so you can only keep the food in here. However, you're supposed to bring the food up through that little secret exit up there to actually sneak it out of Witchy World. So, we're gonna have to find a way to do that, but for now what we can also do is go get the polar bear kids, because, well, now we have the ability to actually get all of them. Or get one of them. We could have gotten two of them before, but I decided to just wait until now. But first we're gonna actually go to, I believe this guy's name is Big Al. I'm gonna go to Big Al's burger stand and actually get 5 burgers, which is a bit more than what we need, but oh well. And we'll also go to the fry stand. I believe this guy's name is Salty Joe. We'll get some fries, because we're going to want both burgers and fries here. Though I actually don't know if it matters for the cavemen. I know, I think one of the kids... Yeah, because the one girl was, heckling me for fries specifically. And she was in the lava zone. Or, I forget what it's actually called. I just say outside Mumbo's skull here. I think it's called the Inferno. Yeah, it's called the Inferno. I think she was in here, and I think her brother was here too? Or one of her brothers. Yeah, they're both in here. So this guy will want some food as well, because he's really hungry. Yes, I will give you some food, buddy. Here you go. Have a burgie. So now the problem with him is he can't move, because he's too full. So we have to find a way to move him, and we of course have to use Banjo's taxi pack to actually do that. Hello, ma'am. I will actually give you some fries this time. You can have it. It's all yours. She has a bee on her shirt. And I don't think that's, like, exactly the, what are the guys from Donkey Kong called? The Zingers? I don't think it's quite a zinger, but it's kind of close to it, so I don't know if that was a reference or not. But, now, we can actually go ahead and get this guy over here in our pack. And we can bring him back to his mother, because Banjo's backpack is magical and can fit anything in it. Which I guess makes sense, because he keeps Kazooie in it all the time, so I actually don't want to go that way. I want to go back towards Mumbo's, because that is where the warp pad is, and that will, you know, actually allow us to warp and go places faster. That's what warp pads do. Who would have thought? So it's actually kind of weird, because I usually get this guy last, but now he will not be the last one, so I don't actually know if this cutscene will play out any differently or not. Nope, she's still going to beat her child. That's not good. And there he goes. Yep, we gotta watch him go all the way out to the exit. There he goes. Okay, buddy. Okay. Now we still have one more. Whoops. I just instinctively pressed left on the C buttons to try to talent trot, but we don't have Kazooie, so we have to go get her. Let's go back and get her, and there is one more child to get. And, well, as much as I would like to say, hopefully this one won't involve the child getting hurt. Spoilers. No. No, it won't. I don't need those, but might as well speed up this tiny portion here. I believe that last kid was in the Dodgem Dome, in the Space Zone. I don't remember if I mentioned this back in Witchy World, but the location of the kids is random per save file. Again, it's one of those things. There's a sign outside of the Dodgem Dome. It's the one to the left of it that will list a few locations that they could be at. Hey, can I talk to you, buddy? And you just kind of have to... Oh! Well, I didn't, like, actually want to do that. I want to just talk to him first, but... Yeah, he won't cooperate if you talk to him. You have to actually, like, give him an attack to actually get him to move. So... that is what you have to do for that. But yeah, there's a sign over here that will list off locations that they could be at. You just kind of have to check all of them. The Inferno, Star Spinner, Crazy Castle, or the Dodgems. Well, 2 of those were right. 2 of those kids were in the exact same spot. Some other places they can be, I think they can spawn, like, towards the end of the Saucer of Carol ride, like, you know, around where the world entry, where we're going right now. I don't actually know if there's any other place. I think maybe the train station they can be there, and the Cave of Horrors where we got Gobi and the dinosaur and the Jinjo. That is another place they can be, I'm pretty sure. Yep. This is Mrs. Boggy, by the way. This is Boggy's wife from, well, she wasn't in the first game, but Boggy was in Freezeezy Peak in the first game. And the kids were too, but they were all identical. But now they've grown up and have kind of taken on unique appearances. So we've got the Jiggy there. And that was the last Jiggy we actually needed for Witchy World. So now Witchy World is now 100% completed. And we also finished off Glare Gulch Mine and Mayhem Temple a while ago too. So the first 3 worlds are now 100% completed, which is really cool. But now we've got a bit of a problem, because we still have the food to give to the cavemen, and we cannot get back up into that little secret exit up there without a future upgrade. So, the question now is, how the heck do we get back there? Well, the answer is to die, because the way that, like, respawning works is that it respawns you, if you're with Banjo and Kazooie together, it will respawn you from where you entered the world from. So, you gotta make sure that you don't, like, accidentally leave the world in any way, or like go through a different exit or entrance, even though I don't really think there are any. But, yeah, you have to do it like that, because then the exit that we came from is up here, and we will just respawn up here. So now, we can just go right back like nothing happened, and we can totally sneak those burgers and fries out of Witchy World, and I think that's a pretty cool little exploit. I think it's really cool. Okay, so there are 3 guys in here that we have to feed and warm up. There's a shock jump pad here. We gotta jump up here. I said we gotta jump up here and actually grab onto the thing. Yeah, that was a little awkward. Anyways, down here, there should be a guy. We'll give him some food. I think we might actually have to warm him up first. Let's go do that. There you go, buddy. Now you will be warm. Yep, I see you shivering there. That's a very long cutscene of you shivering. Actually make me talk to him again. To give him the food. Yes, I know. I will give you food. Me need food you got, you give. Yes, I will. There you go, pal. What do you have? Is it like a horn? Yeah, it is a horn. He toots it. Aw, he's so happy. That's really cute. Okay. So. Let's go over here and get this last guy. I don't know why I keep moving my eggs, because I've been on fire eggs the whole time. I guess I'm just used to, like, being on grenade eggs. That I feel the need to adjust it. But I don't, because I'm using fire eggs throughout this entire section, so... There's no point in trying to change it. I know. Here's your food. There you go, pal. Some nice fries. Do you have a horn, too? Nope, you're just gonna dance. You're just gonna do a little happy dance. That's cute how they all have, like, a unique little happy animation. I never really, took the time to notice that. Let's get this first guy here. I'm guessing he's just gonna, like, I don't know, rub his sticks together. Let's see what his little victory thing is. He's just dancing, too. For now, at least. Yeah, he's dancing, but he's waving his sticks around. It's like he's at a Hatsune Miku concert. Why are there teeth marks on it? Alright, I guess he tried to eat the Jiggy, but... That's Kazooie's job, but she doesn't actually eat the Jiggies in this game. At least they don't show us, her eating the Jiggies like she did in the first game, but... I don't know, maybe it's implied that she still does. But I don't know. Anyways, speaking of Kazooie, we have something for her to do over here. Because... there's an egg in this cave. So let's bounce up here. Whoa, let's actually get on top of the egg, please. And let's hatch that bad boy. Come on. There we go. I don't remember how many of these we have now. I think this is the 3rd one. I don't remember if Terry will actually tell us how many we still need. But I'm pretty sure we've gotten 3 of them so far, so I think there's only 1 more. And it's flying very slowly, but I guess now it's okay for us to cut away. I don't understand how the cutscenes work. They'll show you people move from one place to another very slowly, and it's like, really? I have to watch this whole thing? But then they just cut before they even get to the destination. And it's like, why'd you even show me that to begin with? I don't know, man. But, let's get back to Pterodactyl Land after that whole Witchy World side trip escapade, because we actually have to finish off this world now. I don't know why I really went up here, but I actually want to go down this way. So let's go back down towards this little water area over here. Because there is a giant cave in the side of this little waterfall here that we did not really explore ever at all. So now it's time to actually do that. So let's go inside here. And this will take us inside the giant mountain, which we have gone in here briefly a couple times just to kind of get from one place to another, but we didn't really actually explore anything in here. And there's really not much to explore here. It's just kind of a giant, big, empty, open space, but there's a couple things to do in here. So first of all, well, I guess we want to We can't reach up there yet. So to actually get up there, we have to fly. Thankfully, there is a flight pad here. So let's get up. And we could go down here, I guess. This doesn't really serve a purpose because you only have to come up here once. But if you hit that switch there, that will raise the bridge, so you can get up here whenever you need to, which should only be right now because this is the only time you actually have to come over here. Wow, I messed that up. But yeah, then you just use the shoes to get up here, but you could definitely just fly up here and just land up here anyway. And here is the last quote-unquote boss dinosaur of the world. So we've seen a few of these so far, like Stomponodon and Drippy, I guess, counted as one. And is there another one? I don't think there was any more. But he's gonna eat us, but not because he's mean, but because he's got some germs or, I think, stomach ulcers inside his tummy. No, I know what we've got to do. We've got to shoot some germs, and it's another red, green, and blue minigame. And it's another game where you just hold down the Z button and just auto-fire and just kill as many things as you can. This is probably one of the easiest ones. I mean, I've said that about a lot of these so far, but I still messed them up. So hopefully I won't mess up this one. Let's just look for some blue ones. Honestly, you can just kind of sit in the center and just kind of just turn clockwise. I guess I'm going counterclockwise right now. But the same principle applies. You can just kind of shoot aimlessly and be fine. Also, I just realized this is probably really annoying because you're just hearing Kazooie spit out eggs constantly, but that's the strategy. I don't remember how much we needed, but I think we're doing good. We've got 80 points right now, so I think we're good. Let's see if we can get 100. We've got less than 10 seconds to do so. Less guys are spawning. Oh, we just need one more. There we go. We got 100. 102. 104. There's 104 germs that were killed in this guy's stomach. And now we're gonna get a Jiggy. There it is. Alright. Also, that was a Breeger. That was a Breegle Blaster moment right there. Which we have not... I don't think we've had one of those in a while. Was the last time we did that Ordnance Storage in Glitter Gulch Mine? I think it might have been. Huh. Yeah, they don't use the Breegle Blaster that much after the first two levels, I don't think. We'll use it like a couple more times, but honestly not a whole lot. It's pretty underutilized. And I can tell you right now that like every other time we use Breegle Blaster, we're like never going to use Beak Bayonet, which is the kind of pokey move that we use to deactivate the bombs or the TNT in Glitter Gulch Mine. That move is literally only for that minigame, and that's it. But that's fine. So, we got that Jiggy. There's one more thing for us to do in here. And I believe this is actually the last thing for us to do in the entire world. Assuming I did not forget anything. Which is quite possible because I've been recording Pterodactyl Land over the course of like 3 days. Like, this has taken a really long time. So, it's quite possible that I'm going to be a bit scatterbrained here. So, the last egg is up there, so we've got to hatch it. However, Kazooie cannot climb things, so we have to, like, get her up there another way. And the way to do that is to just go all the way back down and go to the flight pad again, and just fly up. Of course I landed all the way away from it, but that's fine. Also, this is, I guess, a good time to mention that Kazooie cannot swim underwater. For whatever reason. Because, like, she's the one who swims when the duo is swimming. Like, she's the one who, like, propels them forward with her wings. But I don't know, they just had to nerf her, I guess. Banjo can swim underwater by himself, but Kazooie cannot. I did not want to do that. I wanted to land. Can I land in this tiny little cubby hole, please? Alright. So let's go ahead and hatch this last egg. This should be the last one. And yes, it is, because the last baby you hatch will always be a big one. I don't know. She was born very big for some reason. Just like that other dinosaur in the Styracosaurus, whatever, family cave, where the other guy was too small, but this girl is too big. So now I've got to actually carry her. back to Terry's nest ourselves. And I would highly suggest getting this egg last because you may recall... I did not really get a good angle of Banjo picking that baby up at all. But we opened this entry up here after we fought Terry. So this leads right to Terry's nest. So if you get this egg last, you will have a very short trek of actually delivering this baby back to Terry. Because all the other eggs are pretty far away. So it's definitely important to try to get this one last. So, here you go, Terry. We'll drop her off here. Pull her right out of the backpack. That's the last one. Kazooie won't want to see another egg for the rest of the game. Well, I've got bad news. She literally has, like, hundreds of them inside of her at all times. So, I'm sorry, Kazooie. But that should be the last Jiggy for the world. So let's go meet back up with Kazooie. And then, well, I guess we will just check our totals and make sure that everything is collected. Now, I believe before I did the Oogle Boogle Witchy World shenanigans. Why it's so quiet? Okay, the music took a while to kick in. I believe before I started doing that, I got like 7 out of 10 Jiggies. So I think I should be at 8 out of 10 now, because I now get that Jiggy now. But I can't remember if I started at 8 or... Like, I started at 8 and went to 9. Or if it was 7 to 8. But I don't know. Let's just check and see what our totals are and see what we got. Okay, it's 8 out of 10 right now. Is that right? Because what other 2 Jiggies do we need to get? Okay, no, that is right. That is completely right. That is completely right, because I know exactly what other 2 Jiggies we need to get. The first one is Dippy. Did I call him Drippy earlier? I can't remember if I called him Drippy or not, but his name is Dippy. Dippy needs some water, but we can't do that for him right now. And we also need to heal that one sick dinosaur and get him back home. So those are the last 2 Jiggies that we need to do, but we cannot do them right now, so that is everything we can actually do in Pterodactyl Land right now. So, let's actually get out of here. I could have died, but I think that would respawn me back in the Oogle Boogle cave, because that is where I came in from, technically. So I just want to go to a warp head and go to the world entrance, because we're done now. And that, yeah, like I thought, didn't really take too long at all. It was pretty average episode length, but, do I keep going for the heck of it? Might as well, because we're not going to actually be able to properly start the next world, right now anyway. But we will technically start it, I guess, now. So, let's go ahead and go over here, which we have not done yet before. We have the spring shoes here, which we can now use. And we can bounce up here and progress to the next area, which is not a Family Guy reference, but it is the Quagmire area, which is a real word, in case people don't know. I mean, I don't know how they don't know that, but I'm sure there's someone out there who doesn't know that. But let's activate that silo so we can come back here, and we'll just go right to Grunty Industries, because that is the next world. However, it is kind of weird what we have to do to actually get into Grunty Industries. Not this. Can we actually get up here right now? I don't even know how you get up here. Oh, that is enough height to make it. But it doesn't matter, because this guy's a Minjo, so not a real Jinjo. Anyways, let's go into Grunty Industries. Technically. So, Grunty Industries is a very strange level. It's also my favorite level in the entire game, which is not a popular opinion. Lots of people hate this world because it's very long and very confusing, but I absolutely love that because I know how to do everything. The main entrance is actually closed right now, so we cannot get in. There's also this battery guy hopping around, but we can't do anything with him right now. We can fall off into the swamp, which I totally meant to do. Get out of there. Okay. Actually, did not really need to go over here. You're intended to, like, hop across these barrels, but you can actually, like... I usually just take a point of damage and just hop across like that. I usually do it from over there, so it's a bit more quick. So we can't actually get inside the factory at all right now. If you explore around this as much as you can, you will quickly find there's literally nothing you can do here. So, to actually get inside the factory, you have to go here and step on this train switch. And that will open up the train station for Grunty Industries, which will actually take you inside the building. So, what you actually have to do is leave the world. Like, straight up just leave the world right now. Go to whatever train station your heart desires, and literally, you have to sneak into Grunty Industries with the train. And that is just, like, super foreboding of things to come, because that is such a convoluted, like, I mean, it's not that tricky, but, like, it's such a weird way to get into a world, but it's just, like, that's Grunty Industries. Like, Grunty Industries is so weird and so, like, complex, and there's so much you have to set up like that. It's very bizarre. It's such a weird, difficult world that is very hard to figure out. Like, if you're playing this for the first time, you will probably hate this world. I hated this world when I first played it. It was so confusing. But after, like, 2 or 3 playthroughs, I figured it out, and it's not confusing to me anymore at all, and I really love it. I love working through Grunty Industries. To an extent, like, I mean, I guess I'll talk about this more in, like, once we actually get through the world, but, Grunty Industries is just kind of embodies, like, the entire, like, I don't know, feeling of this game, because, like, if there's so much you have to set up, there's so much complicated stuff to it, and it's just, like, one giant puzzle that you're just, like, kind of slowly working through, which is what a lot of the worlds feel like, and I feel like Grunty Industries does it the best, in my opinion. So, we're going to actually go end things here. Go end things here. That feels like such an oxymoron. We're gonna go end things here. And next time, we're gonna actually go to the train station in the Isle of Hags, and go to Grunty Industries. But we actually have a couple things that we can also do with the train as well before we do that. So, that is going to be next time. For now, goodbye. And that's the end of that. Oh, God!